Coming at you from Tokyo, Japan, my name is Dave, and I'm out here with some steel. On the side of this, I've just marked down 45 from this point here. It's actually pretty easy to bend. I hope it doesn't snap. Now I need to do the other one. Why are you working off the floor when you've got such a big bench? Oh, because I got my bench covered in shit. Yep, that's square enough for me. I haven't welded in a while. Should we do some practicing? Nah, probably not. How well did that work? Yeah, it's penetrating. Grinder and paint make the welder I ain't. Got it too hot and popping holes in it. This welder doesn't have a lot of fine control. You've got min or max. So I want penetration. I want all the penetration. So I'm just going on max and I'll clean it up later. Next step is to grind it all off and see if it still sticks. I mean, I can see where it's penetrated through, so we should be good. I mean, it doesn't look good, but it should be good. Here's the other one. It looks dreadful, but yep, should stick. There's a few coins in there, but it's mostly chicken shit. It's like a chicken ate some coins and then shat them out. I probably could have just tacked this one and then done my welds for the side piece, but meh. The more I get on, the better, because I know that I'm not a very good welder. That one turned out really well. I won't show you too close because you might disagree with me. Don't try this at home because it's still plugged in. Just stay away from the on button and you'll be fine. But what if it automatically comes on? I mean, it could do that while I'm... whatever. Just stop. Just stop talking to yourself. You're making a mockery of it. I bought this tool. I've never actually used it before, so let's give it a go. How well does it work? Oh, really damn well. How come I didn't buy one of those sooner? Jeez, brilliant. Deburring tool, brilliant. Get yourself one. Go on and treat yourself. You deserve it. Day 2. 17 minutes of sandblasting. These welds don't have to be that strong, because all of the force will be pulling this way. But I actually like welding, so I'm going to do the whole thing. That's a waste. Yep, don't care. Want to do it. Take that off. We're on. Let's weld up this end. Oh, let's throw it. That's probably going to hold, although more is not always better. She did a pretty damn good job of that. Don't say that. Maintain the fact you suck. Do not give people the impression you know what you're doing. Remember, kids, definitely try this at home. Welding is fun. Buy a welder. It's easy to do, it's difficult to do well. Got this side lined up and ready to go, so a lot of the time I can't see what I'm doing, which is a bit of a problem. I'm sure a better welding mask would help with that, but I don't weld often enough to spend big money on a welding mask, so I've just got a cheap one. Will say that if you've never tried an auto darkening mask, you should, because they are a lot better, in my non-professional opinion. Just kneeling on shards of steel, digging into my knees. Seriously, Dave, you don't have to put that much weld on. I know that. But every little bit of welding is practice, right? And I'm not a good welder, so don't discourage me from practicing. But that doesn't look too bad, I reckon. What do you think? Probably trash. It is day 3. Had a disaster with the Altezza yesterday, so didn't get to work on this at all. You have to turn it on first. My welding helmet battery's flat. Glorious. I'm back with a new battery. Let's see if I can actually do some decent welds. Unlikely. I was thinking of another good point for this. If all I need is really that and that of good welds, then having this much shit will ensure that there's more chance of me having some decent weld in there, because I know a lot of it's shit. That's a fact. You can take that to the bank. We got decent through there. Just a little bit missing there, and that's going to hold anyway, so It'll be fine. I made this little template of the feet of the winch just by using dirty fingers on the paper to mark around the outside and then the center. Sort of scratch that out. Transferred the holes onto the base. Now I'm just using a step drill. These holes are actually only 10.5, but these are like 13 or 14. So I'm just going in the middle with a 12 here. It'll give me a little bit of slop to move that around to line it up, and it won't be too big for that. I love step drills. Even the cheap, crappy ones from Astro Products are really good. Like, I can't imagine how good ones actually are. From nothing all the way up to 12, just like that. No change in drill bits, none of that bullshit. Done. Perfect. Now this should line up with some of these holes at least, except it doesn't. Ah, crap. I went too close to the edge. Oops. Well, that was a mistake. Damn it. I went as close to the edge as that could, but didn't account for this having extra large feet. I'm gonna take just a little bit off this edge here so that it can go further that way. Before I go to all that trouble, I should check that the holes line up. Hey, it comes with a set of bolts. The top two go in. What do we got? Oh wow, that's yeah, I really f***ed that up. Missed that completely. Way too low, and this one's too low as well. I don't know how I did that because that's at there and that's at there, so it's almost like they're not parallel. The shit doesn't even use metric bolts. This ratchet is really nice, Mark. Thank you very much. They're slots. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I'm doing my best. My best isn't very good. I can hear somebody saying that. No shit. That's all I can do. My best is all I've got. What have you made today, Dave? A whole bunch of scrap metal. I'll get there in the end. Don't worry. Thought that was supposed to be a circle. Yeah, it was. Alright, now I'm going to try to explain to you why that doesn't matter. There's a small hole in the winch, there's a hole in this, and this is sandwiched in between those two holes. These holes are in the correct location, so what's the worst that could happen? It tries to sink, well, it's going to sit on these holes anyway. So, just justifying why this isn't trash, but it actually is. Alright, I'll show you the mess that I've made. There's that. That's trash. And over here is not much better, but as I say, it is going to be sandwiched. There are washers. I am tempted to weld it a little bit, but I don't even know how much difference it's going to make. Probably none. And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of Garage K without a flat battery. But while the battery was flat, I actually grinded this down, and you can see I had penetration. Okay, this goes in here like that, and from here, scribe along that edge. Yeah, let's do that. I'll use a set of calipers, some calipers, some whiz calipers, if I can find some, because I tend to use them and leave them where I was using them. It is a bad habit. There'll be a set in the Altezza engine bay at the moment, guaranteed, because of yesterday's debacle. Just scribe this into the paint. It's not scratching very well because the paint they've used on this is really good, so it's not allowing me to scratch. And then this goes on here. Oh, well, that's thrown a spanner into the works, isn't it? It's not this edge at all. It's all the way in there. How much further do we actually have to go? Oh, it's 5mm more. Easy. I'm gonna cut that off. So you need to come with me again. If those bolts snap off and break the thing, I'll be in real trouble monetarily and physically because it'll f*** up my feet. That's not terrible. What's the washer look like? Doesn't even come near the edge. So that'll be fine. Switch this up to a cutting disc. I don't like welding corners. You can get the edges to melt, but it won't come together. That one was like that. This one was okay for the most part. It did it a little bit too, if I'm honest. Parts weld better when they're sandblasted, in my opinion. I've cut out this piece of cardboard. Yep, because I want to make a side for this. Now to do this, I'm going to measure from this edge here. Transfer that mark onto here like that. Yeah. Now I'm going to measure this one here and transfer that onto here as well. Now I need to extend my 90s to do that. What about from the corner? From the corner here. So it's like that, yeah, roughly. Probably not going to end up with that shape, but yeah, it just about fits. Now I'm going to get my pen and actually run it round the outside of the thing like that, and that'll give me the pen width clearance. See that? Now I want to mark the inside wall here, transfer that up to here. Now we want to go from there to there in that nice sort of sweeping motion. Sort of here-ish. We go to there and then get a straight edge. Probably overkill having this much steel on the side. It is the original design, so I should at least entertain the idea of it. So I'm going to cut this one out and then size it up and see what it looks like on the side, and if I like it, then I can make the second one over here. I've never done this with an angle grinder before, trying to cut corners, so that will be an experience as well. That's great. I like the clearance. Mark that one, mark this one, trim that off, and then weld it on. So it's like day 3.5 or something here, and it wouldn't be a day of filming without a flat battery, so thanks GoPro. Cut the slot in the steel there, got an angle iron mounted on the bottom. I hope most of the pulling will be that way because the cable runs out the bottom, and keeping it low like that, it's less likely to try and tip over. I hope. I don't really know, but I don't think that's going to break. This is the control box that would normally sit here, and this will clear the wall because here's the wall here, but I won't be able to use this plug. So I kind of have two choices: relocate the plug or relocate the box. Use these legs on the bottom here like that, and then just extend these front legs out to touch onto here. So I need to remove the little brackets from the control box. It's just 2 screws each side, and I'll flatten this out. I'm going to do them one at a time so I don't actually put them on backwards or something like that. Or do I want them on backwards? Maybe I do. Maybe I want it to face this way. Have the cables at the back out of the way. Yeah, actually, you know what? I do want it to face backwards. It's not exactly a hugely structural part. It's just got to hold on to the thing, so that'll be fine. Okay, now this little thing clips on there, and that goes to... Oh, look at that. Would you just look at it? My battery's going to be over there, and actually switching this round means that my battery cables are heading in the correct direction. Bend this end down, put that one screw in. As you can see, they fit. I think I voided the warranty. What do you reckon? Modified straight out of the packet. Get them over there. Get this on here. Clip it on. Look at that. I mean, it's not like it's going to fall off. I could just leave it there. Let gravity do its work. I want to slot this hole a little bit further down this way so a screw will fit in it. So I'm just going to use the Dremel. That's not actually a Dremel. It's an Astro Products Special. Got a 3.2mm drill bit. I did think about putting like a lid on this or something to prevent dirt and whatnot falling on it, but driving down the highway, one of these would get covered in shit anyway, right? It's taken me a long time to get to this point, but it is turning out just how I want it. So the amount of time it takes is kind of irrelevant, really. So if we go off this side, about there, And then we just flip this and go off this corner. That should be our center there. Now I just need to transfer those marks to the floor. Keep checking and rechecking and wasting time. Let's drill the other two. And that is our winch mount complete. Now to pull it out, sandblast it and paint it. Here it is all painted. Just got to wait for this to dry, then we can mount the winch to it and then bolt it to the floor for good. Oh, and yes, my paintwork sucks, but yeah, don't look too close.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente.